because now I'm pissed.
What's going on, folks? This is Matt White. I'm here with Dave, the sound guy.
You are.
This is the Independent American.
Tell the good people what you just told me from the Hill.
So, according to an article on the Hill, former President Barack Obama is to meet with world leaders. So that means pretty much is that he is going to be going on a trip abroad, which will bring him to a few different summits between Europe and down in India. We're looking at December 1st. He will be in New Delhi for an Obama Foundation event. And then after that, he will be visiting India, and he will meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping and also with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I don't see anything in here of what he's actually going to talk about with them. There's no agenda on.
Oh, there's an agenda.
Well, there's agenda, but no agenda as far as.
I know what you meant.
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
So, actually, what's happened is also he's going to be meeting with the Indian Prime Minister. Shortly soon after Ivanka Trump met with the Prime Minister. Pretty much, I just don't understand why this guy is going out there and having the need to go meet with these leaders, especially with Xi Jinping, when Trump just did this not even a couple weeks ago. Obama is out of office. What is he going to meet with world leaders for? I understand he has his foundations and he has initiatives and whatever, but to go meet with the president of China right after Trump went to go meet with them, what are you doing? And also, we talked about it earlier, I think now would be a good time to bring it up. You have Hillary Clinton sitting in China right now after this nuclear missile that went, or the ballistic missile that fired off from North Korea. She actually is in China saying that it's pretty much the United States' fault for bullying smaller countries. That this is happening now, and it's not Kim Jong-un's fault why this is happening. So we have a former Secretary of State, a former presidential candidate, sitting in China right now pretty much telling people, it's the United States' fault. Idiot, where are you from? Idiot. What administration were you part of that turned a blind eye to all this happening? You. What are you doing over there, lady?
Was it really a blind eye, then?
Was it a quote-unquote blind eye? All right,
excuse me.
They turned their heads and looked the other way as North Korea was, letting them go ahead
I don't think that. I think it was deliberate.
Well, I said turning a blind eye, turning their head to it.
Part of the fact that Obama is a communist. He is a communist,
Absolutely.
Raised by communists.
Keeps company with fellow communists.
And Hillary Clinton, I don't know that she has any political ideology other than Clintonism. But if it was more in her best interest to serve China's purposes over the United States, we've already seen that that's the case with Russia.
Okay.
So
why not jump on board with China too? If you're in bed with one of them, jump in bed with both of them. I just don't see, no good could come of her sitting there making those statements as we're posturing for a major conflict with North Korea over their nuclear program being threatened by them almost, on a weekly basis. That they're going to turn our country to ash. That we're going to pay for the sanctions and for being put back on the list of terrorist states. We are in a very volatile time right now, and we didn't need Hillary Clinton opening her mouth, and we definitely don't need Barack Obama over there causing any problems. This guy needs to just mind his own damn business. He's had 8 years. You failed, man. You failed miserably. You want to be, if he's the so-called head of the deep state, which some people look at and say, hey, deep state, this is, shadow government, Obama's head of it. Whether he is or he isn't, and most likely that's just whatever, but he does have his own agenda, and there are people in government and also world elitists that have the same agenda he does.
Oh yeah.
Obama was very influential in the whole Agenda 21 situation with the UN. Basically, what's Agenda 21? It's a plan to, to depopulate. It's part of its depopulation of the world.
We need to disengage from the UN entirely, in my opinion. But this specifically is well, I mean, it's a recipe for disaster, or potential. This is something that, now, first of all, whatever is said in public in these meetings, there are also going to be private meetings that
things aren't going to be said in.
Exactly. Yeah. And is this a situation where these people have decided that one way or another the U.S. is going down, and they're trying to carve out a little nook for themselves somewhere else in the world, where
that's where the globalists are going. They were saying, even a year ago, a lot of the elitists are getting out of the country. They're finding refuge somewhere else, or safe haven somewhere else. When shit hits the fan, they're gonna have somewhere to go, or they're already there.
Yeah, they're all headed under Denver Airport.
Yeah, well, that's they'll be going down there too.
Yeah.
What's funny about that is their underground train system back in Thanksgiving. That whole airport, the underground train system that connects people to different parts of that terminal, malfunctioned twice. They said there was unbelievable. It was chaos down in those terminals. People couldn't get to where they were going. Flights had to go, and people weren't getting to their flights because they weren't getting on that train to take it from one side of the airport to the other to where they needed to be. The place is so damn huge, you need a damn train to get there between the terminals.
Interesting.
So a little tidbit on that one, since you brought it up. It's top of my mind when you said it. But I don't see where this really makes any good could come of this. I mean, I'll tell you one thing it does show is I saw an interview with President Duarte. He did say, quote unquote, he has no problems with Donald Trump. He likes Donald Trump. But the government in this country will not allow him to do his job. And if it's not the people, the elected officials in office, it's the people that were in office and people that did have stake in the government that don't want to let him fulfill his agenda. They're doing this by ways of going through people that are in office now that have power. They're doing this by doing back channel deals behind Trump's back. The whole thing was, they were saying part of this whole Russia thing in the beginning was, why would Trump or any of his people be talking to Russia when he's not the president of the United States yet? You should not have a president-elect meeting with other countries and working out deals while the president of the United States is still in office till January. Well, right now we have President Trump, which has been in office for a year, and now you have the former President Barack Obama heading over there. What's the double standard with that? What's he going to talk about? He's not trading recipes for orange chicken. What are you doing?
We don't know that for a fact.
I very much doubt it.
Okay.
Very much doubt it.
Okay, well, he could also be there doing two things at once. He could be plotting the downfall of the United States at the same time as getting some recipes
for orange chicken.
For lots of stuff.
General's House chicken.
That's the good stuff.
That's
right
the good
there.
stuff right there.
Yep. I don't like it.
No, definitely not good. I don't see any good coming out of that. I think what's going to happen is that we're going to hear little tidbits like we heard about the Hillary Clinton thing earlier today. I think if the missile was not fired, we would not have heard of that. I wonder if we would have heard that excerpt what she said if that launch did not go off today. She was there no matter what. Maybe she would have said it anyway, but maybe it wouldn't have been like they would have kept it a little more quiet. Now that this happens, perfect opportune time to say, hey, they just fired a missile. You're saying this? Are you an idiot or what? No matter what your agenda, we know what her agenda is. We know what she's aiming for with her and Obama and the rest of the globalists. We know what they're going for. But on the same token, the woman. I totally lost train of thought.
It's all right. That's all right.
The woman's just no good.
Well, I was
No.
I was gonna say turn the punch bowl. I think that's, as close as we can come, really, to especially in this situation. What's her position? In
Well,
that
I know what I was going to
situation?
say. It's knowing that she has her agenda. You are from this country. You are you are an American citizen. You do not go into another country and blame us for what's happening in North Korea, where it's already a volatile situation with China and us trying to get China to help out with this whole situation. But they're reluctant at some points. Now you got Hillary Clinton going there saying, the United States is a big bad bully here. Now China can look at it one or two ways. They can agree with her, or they can know that she's an idiot that nobody wants to listen to and just be like, whatever. I don't think it's going to be I think it's going to be the first more than the latter. I think that they are going to look at it and they're going to maybe they can sit there and use what she's saying as we're not going to help you out as much.
Are we sure she's American?
We're sure she's even human.
Well, I mean, she could be a robot. She could be made in China.
She could be.
That's okay.
There you go. See,
You heard it here first.
she's made for 50 cents on the dollar.